Joy Show, your prescription for total wellness, and I'm your host, Dr. Joy. Today, we actually have two guests. I have two guests that have come together with the same passion to review everything. But before we get started, you know what we do on the Dr. Joy Show? We take it down with 3 deep breaths. Are you ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. How do you feel? I know I feel great, and I want to welcome Craig Tiber. Sorry.
That's all right.
And oh my God, Philip Paul to the Dr. Joy Show. I'm laughing because you know what? I'm gonna tell you, people mess up my name all the time, so I just had to ask you because
I totally get it. I get Tiber or Tiger.
Okay, but it's
Tiber.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Tiber. It's like Tiger, but with a B.
Okay, Tiger with a B. Well, welcome to the Dr. Joy Show, and you are here to review everything.
Yeah, hopefully.
So tell me a little bit about you guys. You want to go first, Craig?
Sure.
Since you're closest to me?
Totally.
Okay.
A little bit about us. We've been neighbors for a very long time.
Since you were 5th grade, right?
Since about 5th grade,
Okay.
yeah. And just when we graduated high school, we decided that we wanted to pursue film. We go to different schools, but when we're back together in our hometown, we just like to work. We just like making art, making film.
And what schools do you attend?
I go to Emerson College.
I go to Ithaca.
Wow. And you are here for the summer, and you made a show called
Review Everything.
Yeah.
So, what is the premise of the show?
So, Review Everything is a show where we talk a little bit about as much as we can. We have topics ranging from things like video games to things like board games, perhaps, right?
Kids' toys.
To food that your mother makes in the kitchen.
The time of year.
The time of day.
What?
Pretty much anything.
Literally
Pretty much
anything. Nothing is off
Review
limits on
everything.
Review Everything. Everything.
So what do you want to review? The show is open for you, and the Dr. Joy Show. What do you want to review? Well, guess what? I'm going to take that back. I want to review your passions.
Okay. That's
What
deep.
are they?
Oh gosh.
I know what my passion is.
Well,
I mean, yeah. Why don't you let him go?
Go ahead. You have the floor.
All right.
Phil.
Honestly, my passion is just to make the world a better place. And I do that through film, personally, because I consider myself a creative. Craig's a creative. We did theater together all through high school. Towards the we both started off on the stage together, actually, in the same play, Arsenic and Old Lace.
Yep.
And it's a great play, by the way.
It's not a bad play.
Not a bad play.
Fat suit. That was a
Yes,
I
he
wore a fat
did.
suit.
He was Teddy. He's Teddy Roosevelt, literally.
That is too
We started off on stage together. Craig started to go more towards the crew side of things. I got deeper into acting. We came back together, and we almost feel like we could really do it together.
Work together.
And
Wow.
so we've kind of joined forces to do the best that we can, put out the best work that we can, and that's just our goal.
Now, do both of you act? Yes.
Yes.
Both of you write too.
Yep.
Yes.
Both of you are behind the camera.
Yep.
Yes.
Both of you direct.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
And both of you edit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you got pre-production, production, and post-production all wrapped up into 2. Who does that? Not many.
Not many.
Ben
Not many.
Affleck and Matt Damon.
Seth
Okay.
Rogen, James Franco.
There's a lot of creative partners out there. That,
Yeah.
Creative partners are. I feel like integral to becoming successful in this field.
Oh,
Collaboration, stuff like that.
Collaboration is key.
So it's just a nice way to collaborate. Especially, it's really nice when you know the person, when you grew up with the person. So it's just
Wow.
fantastic.
So what are your passions? Or
My
one,
passion?
maybe one.
It's not gonna be changing the world. 'Cause that's too nice. But my passion. I just like to make anything that compels emotion out of somebody. It doesn't matter if it's video, it doesn't matter if it's a picture, or if it's a writing. What I like to do is I like to make people feel. That's my passion.
Feel good?
Anything. It It
Just
could, if it's
feel
a
any
anything. If it's
need
a
to be
horror,
good.
if it's a horror film, if I'm writing something scary, I want you to feel scared or
Oh.
anxious.
Okay.
If it's a love story, though, I want you to feel
Mm.
love and goodness and that warmth.
Okay.
I just want to convey whatever the characters are feeling in my story. I want you to feel that.
So if you had, one thing to say or two things or three things to say, because we have plenty of time, what would you want to review first?
Ali.
I mean, shoot, we're I think pre the show we were talking about 2048.
Yeah.
2048.
Ooh,
Hey.
let me tell you about that
We
game.
could literally, yeah,
Oh
go
Yes.
ahead.
my God. So I'm late. I'm late to the game. So I found out, well, my sons and my husband have been playing 2048 for a minute now. Yeah, I'm going to call you out there. And then they told me about it. And I said, well, what is that? And they said, no, don't put it on mom's phone. Don't do it. Because then she's going to be hooked. And then her finger is going to be bent like this for forever. And I said, let me see. So they put it on. And it reminded me of a childhood game. Yeah, they used to have that little board game as a kid. It was plastic, right? You guys don't remember, please. Okay, that was things that you got when you went to a party in a goodie bag, stuff like that. But then it was the Rubik's Cube. So it was a combination between that little plastic board game and the Rubik's Cube. And I've only been playing it a few days, and I'm hooked. So my goal is to get that 2048 square.
As it should be.
It's
yeah.
a pretty tough square to get. I think
It
I
is?
get it maybe 1 out of like 10 attempts.
Wait, what?
I get the
So you've gotten it? You've
a
beat
few
the game?
times.
A few times.
People go way higher. I haven't. I've never gotten
Yeah.
past the 2048 square.
Wait, you can go higher than 2048?
I have a
Yeah,
friend. I
you
think
can-
he hit like 6 or something. 6,000. Not 6,000. 600 something. I don't know. There's high square numbers. There's some high
you
squares.
can get I guess it would be 4090.
That's what it is.
4096.
Yeah.
4096
Wow.
is 2048 plus 2048.
Yeah,
plus.
times two.
Yeah,
I
and
don't do
so
that.
yeah, you can literally get to that number. You can get to 6,000, just as Craig said.
Well, my highest
There's-
score was 6984.
That might
That's
have
my
been
highest
6,000 I was
score.
thinking about.
But I didn't get
The
that
tile.
square.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't get that tile. I'm going for that tile.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It took me a while to get that too. It's
But
that
how
was
long has that game been out?
I mean,
so
we played it in
probably
high
since
school.
high school. Yeah, since we were in high school,
I
we
think
played that
junior
game.
year for
Yeah,
us.
I think it was junior year. I think it might have been junior
Okay,
year.
so what you're trying to tell me is that I'm old and I'm late? I'm late.
It's like
Yikes.
6
No, no,
years.
no,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
that, never that.
Late,
Yeah, I'm
but
late.
never.
All right, so what's your favorite video
Never
game?
too late.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And what system?
I have mine.
Yeah,
I have
Well,
mine.
yeah,
what
he
is
does
yours?
have a favorite.
Yeah,
video
I
game.
so I definitely play more video games than Craig.
Okay.
I don't really.
Yeah, I play a lot more video games than
Video
Craig.
game.
I have a couple favorites. My number one right now would probably have to be Overwatch. Overwatch is a game for console and PC. Just like a good old-fashioned first-person shooter,
Mhm.
multi-mass player online game. And my second favorite game is Smash Brothers. Super
Okay.
Smash Brothers. I've just always been a fan of that. It's like a series at this point.
Right.
I think the first Smash Brothers was. I know the first Smash Brothers was released on Nintendo 64.
Yes.
I think it was like back in like 1996, maybe.
Yeah, 'cause
Actually,
my kids,
yeah, I
my
do
kids
think it was
played
96.
it.
Yeah.
My kids played it. They had all those systems. We just found a DS. Do you guys remember? What
I love a
Do I remember a
DS?
DS?
Found a
Of
DS
course.
in my son's room, and we turned it on, and it came on, but we couldn't find the cord, so you can't plug it up to charge it. Done.
That's always the issue.
Yes. Oh wow. So
That's
what's your
too
favorite?
funny. I think, I still think my favorite video game might just have to be like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's a classic
Oh my
like
God.
first-person shooter. Before games got really like hardcore with graphics or intense, but after they were basic, it was kind of like this middle ground. That's where that's like the only video game I probably play.
That's probably the only one. But do you
Yeah.
play like online?
I
So-
used to.
So all over the world, or
Well, the thing about online is you have to like usually like buy like an online subscription for a certain amount of time or something. So me not being
Meeny, miny, mo.
yeah, a guy who plays video games, I don't buy the online stuff, but my brothers do.
yeah,
Yeah, totally. It's just not my thing.
that's not your thing. So what's your favorite movie? If you were to review a
Oh,
movie,
okay.
That's good.
If
Yeah?
you, I
That's
won't give you
good.
my favorite because I don't have a favorite. But
Yeah.
I just watched a film with him that I thoroughly love, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, amazing film.
Fantastic.
Why did
film.
you like it? Why?
Oh, it's just you're talking about our passions and what we do. Like
Mhm.
if you watch the film, that's one thing, but it's another thing to like almost analyze it while you watch it. So the shots Quentin Tarantino makes, the dialogue he writes, like
Okay.
the emotion he tries to portray over the screen, like it's very well done in my opinion. It's a very nice film to study, and it's a good one to watch.
Okay, so Pulp Fiction. All right, so I have to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Is
Totally.
it scary?
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't say it's scary.
It's adult. It deals with like drugs and some
Oh,
adult topics.
Okay, but I'm not gonna have nightmares.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Your favorite movie?
Whew. So that's really difficult. Pulp Fiction is a fantastic movie. I think that it should be said that I am in love with comedy. I haven't said that yet, and it's weird that I haven't
True.
said that. I was actually thinking if second to changing the world is making people laugh. I love making people laugh.
So you're a comedian.
I hope to be in the future for sure.
Ah.
I mean, like I hope to be a comedy writer. Yeah, I think that comedy is just like I think that it's one of the most brilliant like mediums. As far as within like television and film, it's just like being able to make especially these like Family Guys, Bob's Burgers, South Parks, where they're just so successful at making such a large audience laugh.
Yes.
Like how do you have the ability to make 90% of the people that are watching your show laugh? That's got to take just like the deepest bit of brilliance. And with that, I guess I'll go off and say a funny movie. One of my favorite movies has to be Superbad. It's a
Ooh.
classic.
That
Super
is
bad.
a classic.
Super
I
bad.
don't think I've seen that
Um,
one.
Oh man,
That's
yeah,
got like a
it's
young
got
Jonah Hill.
a young Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Bill Hader,
Yeah,
Christopher Mintz-Plasse,
Wow.
Michael Cera. Some of my favorite actors, some of my favorite comedians are in that movie. A young Emma Stone.
Oh,
we just had La La Land come out this
Yeah.
year.
So my stomach's gonna hurt from laughter?
Oh my
then-
gosh.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Because
Yes.
you do know
Or
that
anxiety.
laughter.
Yeah,
It
seriously.
makes me very anxious. That
It's
movie.
a
Really?
wild movie. It takes you on a trip.
Crazy.
It takes you on a trip.
Laughter is a good stress buster.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
and if I'm gonna laugh for free by watching a movie, then I'm definitely I'm gonna have to talk to you guys off camera so you can give me a list of movies I should watch. You know,
yeah.
I can come up
Totally.
to speed. I can catch up. So, what about politics? Do you review politics on your show?
We try to keep it light.
Yeah.
We try not to piss off our viewers. You don't know who's watching. I don't want to say
Especially
something
in this
that
area, it's very divided around.
Yeah, and especially after the election that we just had.
Right.
I often say that this election that we just had, I mean, any election really, it drives a wedge between two sides, and everyone's position is out there. It's in the
Right.
forefront. And tensions are a little high now, so maybe
A
politics
little-
for
a
season
little?
two.
I mean,
maybe
a
politics for
little?
season two. Yeah, right. A little. That's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
There's just there's too deep of a wedge for us to really get into politics. We'll touch on it, maybe. Nothing too
We do
deep.
go for more light topics. Truth be told, I don't really watch politics anymore. I mean, this year happened, and then it just started it just felt like every day was a crisis and like
Right.
another house fire. Something bad's happened. So
Yeah.
I've cut myself off almost. I like watch. I keep up to date with the important things.
Right.
But
And how do you keep up with the important things?
no, I have apps on my phone. I really am very particular about my news sources.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like BBC. I consider to be
That's credible.
an unbiased source.
Right.
The whole reason BBC was created was to be unbiased. And like Vice, I know they're left leaning, but they're entertaining. So
Right.
but that's pretty much. I don't like the TV news. The TV news has really been very left or very right recently, and it's just too much.
And it's depressing too. Sometimes when you do watch the news, it's like, can we get something that's
Good?
good?
Exactly.
All right. So, what about food? Do you guys review food?
Oh man, we sure will.
We
We sure
probably
will,
will.
because
So what do
I
you
can eat.
Well, I know that you guys can eat. What are your favorite foods?
Man. Oh
Oh,
man.
cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon buns?
Easily. Cinnamon. You know cinnamon buns, all right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love
She's
a
never heard of a
cinnamon
cinnamon bun.
I was gonna say you asked it. I thought I don't know, but
Yeah, well, I know what I know what a cinnamon bun is.
That's
Oh,
my favorite food.
gosh. Really?
easily.
Yeah. High in calories.
I mean,
Tastes really good.
Calories don't count when it comes to taste.
Calories don't count.
Can't count calories and taste at the same time.
You should have been here earlier. I mean, my first guest, she was the creator of gluten-free foods and good tasting gluten-free food.
Is that gluten-free food that I saw in the lobby over there?
Yeah, you can go heat it up and
You know
taste
what?
it.
I almost grabbed one of those mini weenies. I saw one of those pigs in a blanket. I was thinking, I was like, you know what? This might be for me. Because
it's a calling.
Speaking of favorite foods, mini
Yes.
weenies, pigs in a blanket has to be up there for me.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
So maybe after the segment, if it's still there, then
I literally
you know,
might.
I
Fingers
would
crossed.
recommend. I would recommend though that you warm it up if you could. You know, maybe 10, 15 seconds, because it's a little weenie, and taste it.
Yeah.
And it's gluten free.
I'm sure.
No preservatives.
Interesting.
You know, all that healthy food. I gotta say, when reviewing food,
Yeah.
food is becoming healthier, but just as delicious.
Right.
And that's like my dream. I was at my friend's house the other day, and I had non-dairy ice cream. I literally had ice cream with cashew milk.
Okay.
And that we have like I guess we've come so far now.
Right.
You can just like juice a nut by just like compressing it so much that it becomes a liquid.
Yes.
And I had vanilla cashew milk ice cream, and it was probably better than regular vanilla ice cream, if I'm being honest. And it's just I think that's wild. The fact that someone who's like dairy free can eat ice cream like that.
Yeah, because that's almost unheard of.
It's almost unheard of. Yeah. And there's literally gluten-free pizza.
Yes,
like what is that? The whole dough is supposed to be gluten.
Right.
But it's
That's
not.
Oh, speaking of dough, she has gluten-free dough. So
I believe it.
You could go try that. So do you review travel places that you've been? Where are your favorite places?
Oh, jeez. Favorite places? I haven't gone that many. Actually, that's not
Yes,
true.
you have.
That's not
What are
true.
you
I just
talking
forgot.
about?
I
Yes,
just
you
forgot.
have.
I forgot.
Right?
Duh.
He's trying to lie on the show.
My favorite
Yeah,
place
come on, don't be
is
shy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite place is Italy. I this past semester, 2 semesters ago, I traveled abroad. I studied in London, and when I went on, we had a little fall break, and Italy was the most. I went to the Netherlands, through Italy into Greece. Greece has better ruins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Italy's very pretty as well.
Yeah. Did you do the Amalfi Coast? I hear it's very nice
I
too.
did not. But when I was in Greece, I was along the Mediterranean.
Yes. Yes, that's on our list.
And that was beautiful. The water was so clear. You just look. I swam out. I don't even know, probably like 150 feet or something like that. I'm not a bad swimmer. I used to be a lifeguard. And there's no current. So there's no current. The water's clear. There's no waves. And I swim out, and you look down, and you can still see down.
Oh, that's very
it's
nice.
Gorgeous.
That's very nice. So that's one of your favorite places. What about
Totally.
you, Phil?
I'm between two places, and they're vastly different.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed Vienna when I went to Vienna in high school on an orchestra trip. Craig was actually on it as well.
It was. That was a beautiful trip.
Yeah. Speaking
That
of
was
more things
some
that we did
mad
together,
memories, dude.
Craig was like a band hero, and I was an orchestra geek, and we joined forces in Vienna.
Are you serious? So what instruments did you guys play?
I kind of worked my way through a few instruments. I played the violin, cello, and stand-up bass.
Yep.
Okay.
And you also play.
I also play the electric bass. I guess I was going for just orchestra instruments, but yes, I also play the electric bass.
He plays quite a few. For the orchestra, when we went to Vienna, I played bass clarinet. But before then, I was also playing clarinet. After I played E-flat contrabass, it's just bigger. And
he's a good player too, by the way.
Well,
We
both had to be good. It was.
That's
both
fair,
had to
yeah.
be
We
exceptional to go on that trip.
Yeah,
right?
we both were pretty. We had to be
Wow.
to be allowed on.
We definitely trained. Yeah, I mean, they definitely wouldn't let us play.
Badly.
Badly. Yeah, yeah.
So did you play? Did you perform overseas?
Yeah. We
Totally.
Oh, how cool is that?
It was crazy.
It was
And
amazing.
In high school, it was
The
crazy.
fact that we did that in high school was incredible, and I really value like where I went to high school for that, because I think that a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's like pretty. It's unfortunate that not everyone can get that opportunity, and so I just feel super grateful that we went to a high school where we were able to go to places like we went to Vienna, Prague, and Austria. All on one little trip. And Czech Republic, yeah, all on one little trip to Europe. But can I say,
yes,
the second place that I like,
Yes.
just as much as Vienna, not like Vienna at all. Disney World.
Oh,
I
Disney
love
World.
Disney. I'm
what do you love
a
about
huge fan of Disney.
World?
I think it's just the nostalgia that comes with Disney World. And also just
Totally.
like the, it's literally chopped up to be Disney World, the greatest place on earth.
Right.
And it's just like,
It is pretty cool.
you go in happy, you leave happy.
Yeah.
It's just like you're
It's
almost.
a fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Yeah,
world.
it is.
It's a
I was gonna
dream
say
world.
you
It's a
go
dream
there
world.
and you almost escape the world,
the reality.
reality.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, one of my favorite films, if we're gonna go back to that,
Yeah, you can.
is a film based off of I guess like vacationing in Disney specifically.
Which one was that?
It's called Escape from Tomorrow.
Oh.
And it's
don't know
literally
that.
just that. It's one of my favorite films. It won Sundance in 2015, I want to say, maybe 14, maybe 2014. But won Sundance. It's shot completely guerrilla style, which means that the only it was a very small crew and cast, but it was shot in public and no one knew that they were shooting a movie. And
Oh,
that's why
really?
Probably
that's why
is it all handheld?
That's probably why
it's
it was
yeah
good.
yeah
Is it all
yeah.
handheld?
That's
Yeah.
probably why it was good because everybody was just
Natural.
acting. Yeah, they were doing just their natural thing. They weren't acting. They were just
Yeah.
natural and being present
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time. So that's really good.
They were able to like have a really cool promo for their film too because they had a countdown to how long the movie's been out without them being sued by Disney. Because
Oh.
Disney is like very quick to sue. I mean, like anyone who puts their characters in like a not even like a bad light, but just any light that
That's not
that's
theirs.
not theirs. And this whole movie was actually it's a horror film. It's a horror thriller. And it's literally depicting Disney as like this evil, crazy place where you almost like can't escape.
Right.
And when you do, everything just kind of turns to chaos.
So what do you guys think about the newest craze? Well, it's been out for a while. Reality TV. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I don't know how real it is. I've always been curious about that because
not
from
real.
what I hear, from
Reality
what I
TV is not real.
understand, yeah, it's all the producer tells you to do this, or they set up situations for something to happen. It's not. I don't know how real it is. They do 2 takes, 3 takes of the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Some of it's real. Some of it can be real. Not all of it's real. Most of it's not real. I mean, most of it's literally not
right.
real at all. I took a class at Emerson, writing for television, and we talked about reality TV and how it's not necessarily fake. It's more just manufactured. Because at the end of the day, reality TV can be as real as it can be shot. But at the end of the day, these people on screen know that there are cameras there, so they're acting a slightly different way. At the end of the day, the last person to touch this footage is the editor. The editor is going to manufacture it in a way that adds more drama, that
Right.
makes it more enticing
Delivers
for
a
the
certain
viewer.
message.
That's gonna
delivers
have
a certain
that's
message.
gonna have the numbers go up, right?
Exactly.
Viewer rating.
But guilty pleasure of mine, Survivor. Craig knows this.
Yes.
I
used
am
to watch
literally
that.
obsessed with Survivor. Obsessed.
But
Made
you
me
think
watch-
that was fixed?
I did make you watch
The season
Survivor.
finale
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
I did. I made him watch the season finale
I
with
turned
me.
it off after
But
at
you
the
thought,
like.
you think Survivor's fixed though?
So, and that's the thing.
I don't know.
I don't think that it's. That's the thing. I don't think that it's.
That was
like,
one of my bucket list things is to be on Survivor.
I would love to be on Survivor. That is the only
Yeah.
reality TV show that I would like to be
Yeah.
on, really. But I think that's the thing. I don't think Survivor is fake, but I do think that the last person that touches that footage is the editor, and the editor is not. I mean, the editor has to create a narrative. You know what I mean? He can't just take all the footage of these people on an island and be like, oh, this is the show. No, he goes in and he has to create a narrative. There has to be good guys, bad guys. There
Right.
has to be tension.
Right.
You know, there could be an argument, and that's the thing. You know, there could be an argument that lasted 5 minutes, but he can
They'll
make.
drag it out through the
Yeah.
whole
He would, yeah,
show.
that-
Every
that's one
commercial
thing.
break coming up, this argument, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And so it's weird because I think that weirdly enough, I don't think that the fake part are the people on the show. I think that it's more just the fact that just the principle that the last person touching it is the editor. It's created by a producer, and this is a show. You know, even though you're on there are cameras around, and
That's true.
it is impossible to be fully authentic. Well, there are
Right.
cameras following you
Totally.
around. You know.
So let me ask you this, because you guys have touched upon different topics within your review, everything, and I love the premise. I really do.
Thank
and I
you.
wish you a lot of much success. I don't want to say luck. I want to say much success in
Thank
it.
you.
Writer, editor, so you pre-production, production, and post-production. which is your favorite and why?
Okay, I'll go.
Yes, you go.
I think Craig knows.
Well, I mean, the truth is, I like them all for different aspects. So
Okay.
I really like pre-production because I love being organized. You
Mm-hmm.
can ask him. I'm always texting him about scheduling or about, can we look at the calendar for this or that?
Mhm.
And when pre-production also comes with the writing. You get to be probably the most creative in
Okay.
pre-production.
What's the hardest thing about pre-production?
Writing.
Okay.
I mean, it's the most
think-
fun, but it's not always easy.
Okay.
No.
So is that so? Okay. So what about you?
I'd say that I can actually rank them for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are very close for me just as well. I mean, just as Craig said, there's something to all of them, and they're very different. So
Okay.
there's something to like in all of them. But I'd say I love being in production.
Right.
Within production, I think pre-production comes next, and then I think last would actually compose for me.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta
Weirdly
edit.
enough. Yeah, editing,
That's- yeah, it's tedious.
editing is real tedious, and it's the grind. I'm mostly a writer.
Okay.
So I like to write scripts, which is why I really enjoy pre-production. But the reason why I enjoy being on set during a production,
You like to direct too.
I like to
Yeah.
direct,
Oh, yeah, you're good.
and I think even more than that is just being around everyone.
Mhm.
Pre-production you're alone, post-production you're alone for the most part.
Yeah.
When you're writing a script, I'm gonna write it with just me sitting inside of a room. If I'm editing, it's gonna be just me editing this inside of a room.
Right.
But when you're
Production,
on
you're-
set, with the
You feel
energy,
the
of the
energy.
actors,
Yep.
the crew, the people that you're working with alongside, it's all about collaboration, and I think that that's what makes it most fun. And I love talking to people, and I certainly get to talk to people when I'm on set. So
He talks a lot too.
I sure do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
sure do.
You
yeah.
sure do. So when is
Yeah.
Review Everything gonna be on air?
Oh boy. Okay,
gosh.
so we're expected to be on air in about like 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, for your
Um,
pilot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So I just want to congratulate you again and thank you for being a guest on the Dr. Joy Show. Now, what is your final message to the viewers that you want to share? Anything?
Don't let. All right. Where do I look?
Yeah. Well, look to me.
I think
But we,
to the
there's
viewers,
cameras, to the
I'd
viewers.
say the best advice I can give somebody is don't let somebody say no to you.
No means new opportunity. Okay, so what's your?
That's good.
That
That's
is
good.
awesome.
That's good. It's
Oh
almost like you
my-
had that
I
plan.
borrowed it
That
from-
was wild.
I borrowed it from somebody, so yeah.
I
But
like that.
But I embrace
That's
it.
good.
So
I'm
don't
gonna
let someone
embrace
say
that.
no. And what's your advice?
Do what makes you happy. Do what
Ooh.
makes you happy.
joy of living, huh?
The joy of living. Yeah, the joy of
Yeah.
living, man. It's like you just it kind of goes in line with
Yeah.
don't let anyone say no, because at the end of the day, you are your own director for your life.
That's
You
right.
write your own narrative. You're in charge of everything. So do what makes you happy. Don't let anyone else tell you what makes you happy.
Well, thank you very much for those last sentiments for myself and for the viewers. And again, congratulations on your new show, Review Everything.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you.
success, break legs, keep it moving, and just do you, right?
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're
Definitely.
welcome. Until next time, you guys, do what makes you happy.